Hi guys, this is Corey with Sellercore Auction Template Editor. Today I'm going to show you how to add content to the template we've been working on. Here it is. So basically we've already added a center frame border for our template design. Then we added a CSS header. And then we saved that CSS header and created two subheaders. So today we're going to show you how to make content in between these. So obviously the easiest thing to do would be to build the header to content, header, content, header, content, so you're not trying to shove code in the middle, but it's certainly possible. So I'm going to click in between here. We'll go up. I'm going to insert a div. Click in between there again. Insert another div. There's our divs. We can see them because we have a border, our toggle borders on, and they're default 100% of our frame. I'm going to make them 80%. That's what we have this set to up here. So that way the spacing will be about the same all the way down the side. So I'm going to double click in there, edit my CSS, very, very simple. Go to size, width, 80, and we want percent. Go to spacing, we want to center it. And then because it's butted right up against this header, I want to give it a little bit of its own spacing, so we're going to put a 10 pixel margin on it. Click OK. There it is. So clicking that, double clicking that again, save to CSS, click on our lower one, and apply that saved. And there we go. We can put our content in for our terms of sale and our shipping information. So for my item description, I want to do something a little bit different. I want to create a table instead of a div. You can certainly style out these divs however you like. Up here I'm going to do a table. Tables are similar to divs in a lot of ways, different in a lot of ways. They say best practice is to use div for spacing things out and to reserve tables for more spreadsheet layouts, listing layouts, something more like what you see over here. So what I'm going to do is click in there. I'm going to create a table. The first thing I'm going to do is go to my CSS. I already have the 80% and the margin 10 saved. You can see when I scroll over there it centers it. So what the auto does on the margin, it basically tells it to center. It automatically sets the spacing on each side. Click OK. Alright, so a table, like I said, is used for spreadsheets. So if I do a bunch of columns and a bunch of rows, you can see how it starts to look like a spreadsheet. For what I'm looking to do, I need 2 columns and 3 rows. What I'm ultimately going to do is combine these top 2 columns to make one long row and then 4 cells below it. What I don't need is the presets. I don't need 200 height and the borders here so I can see it, but I don't need that. Go to my cells, drop that off. You can still see I have 6 cells here, but the borders are gone. Click OK. Alright, so because I have my toggle borders on down here, I can still see what I'm working with, but they're not there. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to double click in here. You can see all these options are here. Insert rows, delete rows, split rows, all kinds of stuff. What I want to do is I want to merge these top 2 columns. So if I double click in here, merge column right. That's literally going to take the right column and merge it over. Merge column right. There you go. You can see the 2 X's combined. So next thing I'm going to do in here is I'm going to highlight this and I'm going to create another div, and I'll show you why in a second. Put another div in there. The reason why I want to do this is because I actually want to drop the width spacing down a little bit, and I can't do it on the table because it would affect the whole table, so I'm just going to do it on a div. So double click in there. I'm going to CSS style this. I'm going to set my size width. We'll set this to 85%. Just give it a little spacing. I want to add some padding to this. Padding will bring it away from the outer border. Do 7 and center it, of course. There we go. You can see how that's spaced a little bit in there. Just adds a little extra character to it. So I already have some description pre-written, nothing fancy, just something to fill space. I'm going to drop that in there. There it is. Alright, so now we're going to move on to the rest of our cells. Because I have the same thing in these cells, they're spaced 50-50, 50%, 50%. I obviously could change it to 30%, 70%, 110 pixels, 1000 pixels, whatever I need. If you don't set a spacing, it's going to self-adjust. You can see how I add self over here. It spaces. If I add it here, it goes back a little bit. That's all I need. I don't need any set spacing amount for what I'm doing. Not really that big of a deal. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight over here, highlight this area. I'm going to go in, I need a picture in here. Go in there, add images, go to my laptop images, go to that one, put a little style on it, a little border so you can see it. Something very simple. It's 1 pixel. I know that 6 zeros is black. There we go. You can see where that stretched out the spacing because the image is so much larger than our text here. So if I go in and add a description for this, there you go. Do that again. Very, very simply go in here, highlight that, my images again, pick another image, drop it in there. Now the border, since I already did a border here, I'll double click, save that CSS, click on my second image, there's a border on there. Very, very simple. Untoggle the borders and this is what we have. Looks great, very, very easy to do. Hopefully that was easy to follow. My name is Corey with Sellercore.com, the free auction template editor. Please leave any questions or comments below. Thank you.